All right, what's up, guys? Nick Alamone over here with Tree Guardian USA down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for Win the Storm Convention 2023. I've got Tobin and Brad with Construction Casualty Insurance, both co-owners of the company. So, man, I just want to hear a little bit about what you guys do, how you guys got into the business, how did y'all two come together as co-partners, and, you know, how people can get a hold of you guys.
Sure. So, I started in the business. I went to Florida State and got a bachelor's in risk management insurance 23 years ago. And I opened up the firm in 2000, or at least went out on my own in 2015. And then within a year, I met Tobin. Tobin was running a large construction company as the CFO.
Okay.
And we talked to him about what it is that construction casualty insurance does that's quite a bit different in the marketplace. And for his firm, and he liked it so much. Ultimately, within about a year, he moved over to the agency because he wanted to be a part of it, because we were solving a lot of the problems that he inherently had. And so with his network, because he was 8 years as a commercial banker for Regions, he had a huge network of people. And so then once we taught him what it is that we do, of course, Tobin now has elevated. He's vice president of sales. He's got a whole sales team, with him, along with. We've got account managers, in-house legal, in-house claims.
That's awesome.
In-house loss control, right? So we've got a huge commitment to the construction industry and its totality. We're in 36 different states and got different programs for different contractors. And one of the big commitments that we made that's unusual is we partnered with a firm called AmTrust, which is about a $7 billion insurance company, and they liked our platform so much. Tobin and I, on a side note, invented an artificial intelligence software that's an employer interfacing software that can manage claims 100 times better than a human. And so these contractors are using this software to lower their cost of workers' compensation big time.
Nice.
And it's also helped them eliminate the liability of potentially losing an employee because of a poorly handled claim, because it's monitoring all aspects of that.
So you can say, so you're saving money at the same time being safer, being faster, right?
Yeah.
Am I understanding? Okay,
yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah, and so what AmTrust, they liked our platform and our AI so much that they partnered with us, and now we own a captive. So we not only are have a brokerage firm, a software firm, a risk management firm, we also absorb risk, just like an insurance company, because we believe in our system.
Right.
So we own 25%, they own 75%, and so we have risk in the game now.
Oh yeah, you got skin in the game.
Yeah,
Oatmeal beat no meal. Something's always better than nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey,
exactly.
I'll take it.
And so that's our story in short. We've got, we're out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Our clients range mostly east of the Mississippi,
okay,
all the way up into New York. Our largest clients are right about 1,000 employees.
Wow.
The vast majority of our clients range between 50 and probably 150 employees.
Now, how small of a company would you help out?
So it's a real good question. I told you want to talk about CCS?
Sure. What we've done is developed
Yeah, you can just slide it.
There you go. Well, I developed a small business division to be able to help folks in that smaller segment. So we'll go down to 1 and 2 employees.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So you'll help out the ones trying to get their foot off the ground, the mom and pops. That's awesome. See, because I'm sure a lot of people kind of look at you guys and like, oh my God, they're so massive, I can't afford them. They're too big. They won't even look at me. But you'll even take 1 or 2 people. Like y'all are just starting out. Somebody calls you, hey, look, there's only 2 people.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
awesome.
And that pops up a lot, especially in Florida with the growth rate, and especially in roofing recently with how much roofing is being required by insurance carriers. And so we're seeing a ton of startups, and we're happy to help them. One of the things that was upsetting to me when I was buying insurance as a construction owner was that nobody was telling me what was important to buy, what I was buying, what it was covering, which policy covered what, how I reduced my long-term costs. And so when I met Brad, and he was able to answer all those questions for me, it was really impactful to me.
It was mind-opening.
For sure. And so we take that approach, whether you're 2 employees or 1,000 employees, to be able to explain to our customers what they're actually buying, why it's important, where there are gaps. And maybe you see that there's a gap early on, like maybe you're a roofing contractor and you don't want to buy pollution insurance because you're not so worried about the mold potential issues. But further down the road, as you grow that company and you start to have assets in that company, and you move from, I need to save every dollar that I can make in order just to get to the next step.
Right.
And then you get further down the road and you're like, you know what, now I need to know what keeps me up at night. You know, how can I protect that? And so we really take an approach where we don't need you to buy everything that we're selling. We just need you to know where you've got gaps. And as you grow and as you change, you know, those decisions change. But our job is to be consultants and inform.
Yeah, I mean, give the knowledge out to the public. Yeah. Kind of like G.I. Joe always said, no one's half the battle, right? I mean, I'm full of analogies like that. But,
like
man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's really good to have. So we have an entire department. It's made up of 3 agents that work for us that are committed to that small business. And one of the ironic things is the second largest client that we've ever had in the firm started off with 6 employees. And so, and ultimately, they became this massive roofing and conduit, paving and conduit contractor, but they started off as 6. And so as he began to manifest this company, we were able to tell him what curveballs he had coming at him as he began to grow through these different stages. So he was being, he wasn't in a reactive situation. He could proactively plan for that next step.
You guys were his crystal ball.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, basically, that's the best way I can word it, is that y'all are, hey, just heads up, this is about to happen. Heads up, I'm telling you what you're going to do. That's awesome.
Well, and one of the things that's really important in construction is, you bid on jobs.
Right.
And you might not start that job for 6 months or a year. And so one of the things that we're constantly doing for our customers is updating them on, where do we think things are going in terms of pricing? Where's your experience mod going to go? What's the market doing? So as you're bidding on work that's further out, you know how to bid, and you're not upsetting your labor burden and your margins because you underbid something and not realizing that, your auto insurance was about to double.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look, personal story. I've got a cousin of mine sold his house, already had plans, bought land. COVID hit. His $350,000 house jumped to almost $700,000. He was like, I can't afford that. That's just to build it. And he's like, so going on 2.5 years now, he and his wife are still living in a camper because of costs, period. And I mean, for you to be able to stay on top of the game and update your customers and let them know, hey, look, we have to make adjustments. I'm sure you understand, right? Because your bills are going up, milk is going up, eggs are going up. I mean, everything's going up over the years. And I mean, that's just awesome that you guys follow up with customers like you'll do.
Yeah, so my family owns and runs Central Florida Heating and Air and has since 1978. And one of the things my dad's always pushed me on is 2 parts. You're not in the business to move money, you're in the business to make money, and that kind of piggybacks off what Tobin was just talking about is there's nothing worse than bidding on project thinking you've got profit going, then all of a sudden some of your expenses that you didn't understand quite have accelerated. Now you just moved money.
Right.
You didn't make anything.
You're working for free.
Right. You made $500,000, but you actually just moved it. And that's difficult. And the other thing is that we're sensitive because we both come from that construction world is all of us, no matter how well you plan, the market changes. And you're always 6 months. You're always 6 months away from, well, what's that next 6 months look like? And so you've got to be continuously keen on what, for our microcosm, insurance aspects could change. And how's that going to impact it? And so those are the curveballs that we let our clients know.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Guys, look, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but look, I want to say thank you for stopping and talking with us and everything like that. But if somebody wants to get a hold of you guys, how would they find you guys? Whether it be website, phone number, email address, social media, how can these individuals reach out to you guys? Sure.
So if they want to look at our firm in the capacities, it's www.cci-ins.com. That's our website, and then the office is the best line, probably the best way to get a hold of us because we don't know how that particular client needs what resources they need, and since there's such a vast array of them, it's best to call the direct number 727-502-2190. So 727-502.
I'm impressed you do it.
2190. So yep, that's it. Hey, it was great meeting you.
Man, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.